All right, so let's jump right into it. Today, we're tackling a really big question. How do you actually start using AI in your business? And I mean, doing it with purpose, not, out of panic. So let's dive in. This idea from Ginny Rometty, the former CEO of IBM, it hits the nail on the head, right? It perfectly captures where we are right now. This isn't about some robot takeover. No, it's about a capability gap. The whole conversation shifts from human versus machine to humans empowered by machines. And that's a huge difference. So, okay, that brings up the big question then, doesn't it? How do you even start? I mean, everywhere you look, the headlines are just screaming with hype and urgency. It's so easy to fall into a panic. But the key, really, isn't just to react, it's to act, but with a clear, intentional direction. Okay, so let's take a look at why all these top voices are pushing for speed. And yeah, there's a really strong case for moving fast, for sure. But as we're about to see, moving fast is one thing. Moving in the right direction? Well, that's what really matters. So you're hearing this constant drumbeat from tech leaders like Eric Schmidt and Sam Altman, right? Adopt it fast, get good at the tools. But think about it. Speed is useless if you're just running full tilt in the wrong direction. The real challenge here isn't just using AI. It's about using it to build the right things, the things that actually solve your unique problems. And that brings us to a totally different way of thinking about this. It's an approach that puts that direction first. We're going to explore this model called co-creation. And it's all about partnership, transparency, and building with a real purpose. So what exactly is co-creation? Well, first off, it is not about buying some one-size-fits-all off-the-shelf solution. No, it's a hands-on partnership. It means you work directly with builders to design tools for your specific workflows, your unique problems. And you're using AI as this incredible accelerator to make it all happen super, super fast. And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. Think about the old way, right? You'd hire a firm and they'd just kind of disappear into a black box. Then months later, they'd emerge and deliver a product for you. It was slow, it was risky. But the co-creation way, it's totally transparent, the tools are built with you. That makes the whole process fast, iterative, and way less risky. You're not just a client, you're a partner in the build. And here's the really crucial part, the outcome for your team. This whole process, it doesn't create this dependency on some outside expert. It does the opposite. Because your team is right there, involved in the building process, they become more capable. They get more confident using these new tools, and they get more curious about what else they can do. It's all about empowerment, plain and simple. Okay, so what does this journey, this co-creation journey, actually look like in practice? Let's break down how you can go from just an idea to a real working tool that your team can actually use. The great thing is, the whole pathway is designed to be manageable. It's not supposed to be overwhelming. You start small with a simple 3-hour Ignite workshop. That's it, just exploring what's possible. Then, if you land on a really promising idea, you can move to a 1-day build session to get a working prototype up and running. And from there, well, if the tool is a hit, it can be scaled up into a robust, production-ready system. It's this really smart, step-by-step process that lets you kind of test the waters before you commit to diving in. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? But what kinds of tools are we really talking about here? Like, what can you actually co-build that's going to make a real difference in your day-to-day work? Well, the applications they're incredibly versatile. And that's because they're not predefined. They're built from the ground up to solve your specific pain points. The whole goal is to find that friction, the stuff that slows your team down. It could be in sales, marketing, customer support, heck, even internal things like HR or talent development. And you can start at any level of complexity you want. You could begin with something pretty basic, like a simple offer generator or a data assistant. From there, maybe you build more advanced tools that plug right into your CRM or help create content. And eventually, you can scale all the way up to building an entire system-level assistant that manages a whole complex workflow from start to finish. And listen, this is probably the most important takeaway about the whole process. no matter which path you go down, the engagement doesn't end with a big, dusty PowerPoint deck or a list of recommendations. No way. It ends with a tangible, working AI system that your team can start using, testing, and evolving, like immediately. It's about delivering real, actual value, not just a bunch of strategy slides. So, to make this model a little more concrete, let's actually meet the people behind an approach like this. Let's see how they bring this whole philosophy to life. First up, you have Kath. They call her the growth engine. And for good reason, she's got 15 years of experience scaling what works in business. She brings that sharp, strategic operator's mind to the table. She's the one making sure that whatever gets built isn't just a cool gadget, but a practical tool that actually drives real, measurable growth. And then you've got Fred, who's the creative trigger. He's the builder. He's the one with that bias for action, who can take an idea and just make it real. He's well known for his own AI-assisted coding initiatives, and he brings all that hands-on expertise to the table to rapidly prototype and build out your custom tools. And guiding all of this work are a few really crucial commitments. Human first always. That means the tech is there to support people, not to replace them. Transparency over hype. That's all about cutting through the noise and demystifying AI. And this is a big one. No weapons, no watchmen. That's a hard, clear, ethical line. It means this technology is only ever used to empower, never ever to harm or to surveil. So we end right where we need to, with a question that brings it all back to you. It's a prompt to stop thinking about AI as this big abstract thing, and instead to start thinking about that one specific nagging pain point in your own workflow. What's the one process that just sucks the time and energy out of your team? Because that right there is the perfect place to start.